Welcome back to part 9 video of solving system of equations. We've been working on substitution method. Now I would like to go over the graphing method. I'm going to use the answer x is 2, y is 5 for the stop and pause video in order to show you how you could graph those two equations. If you set them, they must be in point slope form before you graph. What does that mean? That means equation 1, equation 2, the original, have to be in y equals form. I'm going to show you how to do that in just a moment. All right? And when you graph these two equations in point slope intercept form, they will cross and meet at the solution where x is 2 and y is 5. So stick with me. Let's get on down on into it. Let me show you how to do it. Okay, so I'm going to throw a lot at you here, so please try to follow me. Now, point slope form is y equals. And we're going to take original equation 1, original equation 2, and I'm going to show you in a moment, and we're going to solve for y. And that would automatically put it into this point slope form, okay? Now, y will be y and x will be x, but this m will represent a real number, right? M is a slope, and it's always rise over run, or a y value, right, up and down the y-axis of a graph, over the x value. That's the left to the right values on the graph. Okay, so m will be a real number. It'll always be a fraction, even if that denominator or the x value is an invisible 1. Okay, your m is a real number, it's a slope, and it will always be a fraction. Now your b value, I have it highlighted here, that's where we start when we're graphing. We start at our b value, and then we follow the slope. We'll rise and run based upon the values of our y and x fraction. Don't worry if that doesn't make sense. I'm going to show you a bunch of times in these system of equation videos. So the b is your y-intercept. So right here I highlighted this will b is going to also be another real number. X will stay x, y will stay y in your equations, but this b will be a real number. Now b will always be your y-intercept, and the y-intercept always has an x value of 0. And whatever this real number is for b, that's going to be your y number, and that's your first starting coordinate point. You start at your y-intercept when x is 0 and y is whatever the b value is in your equation. Okay, I hope this is coming together. Stick with me. I'm going to do a couple examples with you and throughout these videos, so this is made crystal clear. All right, so try to follow along with me here. I'm going to take that original equation 1 in that stop and pause practice videos. I'm going to solve for y. What's the opposite of a negative 2x? It's a plus 2x. That turns that into 0. I'm left with y equals, and remember 2x and 1 are not like terms, so we just rewrite them. 2x plus a positive 1. All right. Now, your 2 is your m value. That's your slope, and it's always a fraction. 2 over the invisible 1, right? So 2 represents your y value. It's a positive 2. So it represents a positive 2 on the y-axis. The invisible 1, that's a positive 1. It represents a positive direction on the x-axis. Okay, I went over that earlier in that part 1 video, basics of graphing. Go ahead and check that out. You shouldn't skip any of my parts in any videos I have. They're all very important to your understanding. So I go over the basics of graphing there. And so that basically explains point slope form. Again, slope is m, 2 over 1. It's always a fraction, even with that invisible 1. Your b value is going to be your y-intercept. And remember, the b value, x is always 0. And so if the b value here is 1, then what is your starting coordinate point for this particular equation? Where x is 0 and y is 1. You will plot your first point there, and you will follow the slope up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. I'm just telling you that now. I will show that to you in just a moment. Hey, let's take a look at that equation 2. Let's put that in slope-intercept form. All right. We're going to take that equation number 2. We're going to solve for y. We're going to subtract x to both sides. X over x on the left side of the equal sign is gone. 1 minus 1 is 0. Bring down the y, bring down the equal sign. I'm going to rewrite these two terms in algebraic expression. These are not like terms. I cannot add or subtract. I will rewrite them. Negative x plus a positive 7. Now you can see this is in y equals mx plus b form. My m value is a negative 1. It's the number in front of that x. It's invisible negative 1, which you see right here. And that invisible negative 1 has a negative 1 in the denominator's place. So my slope for this equation, y equals negative x plus 7, is a negative 1 for the top or the numerator of the fraction, which represents negative 1 direction for the y-axis. And then on the bottom, you have that invisible positive 1, which represents a positive 1 direction in my x-axis, right? And so remember, your b value is always going to be your y-intercept, where x will always be 0, and your y value will be your b. So in this case, my y value will be 7. My y-intercept is at 0 for x, 7 for y. That's where I'm going to start my first plot point in relationship to equation number 2. I'm hoping this is all making sense. I'm going to continue on. This video is getting a little long, so I'm going to continue on with part 10, and I'm going to show you how to graph both of these equations using point slope form, where you have your y, you start with the y-intercept and you follow the slope. Thank you for joining me. Math is easy. Take it step by step. Please like, share, follow, subscribe. Thank you for your time.